Hey, so recently one of my Q&A live streams, I got asked the question, is drinking alcohol a sin? The quick answer is no, but there are some things that we need to consider when we do drink. So let's take a moment to read Ephesians 5:18. So this is Paul writing to the church in Ephesus, and he says, "Do not get drunk with wine, for that is debauchery, but be filled with the Spirit." So Paul here is clearly making the distinction. Okay, so if you're drunk, you're not being driven by the Spirit. And if you're being driven by the Spirit, you're not going to get drunk, or you shouldn't get drunk. So, yes, we can drink, but we shouldn't get drunk. Now, here's the question: what does drunk mean? Is it talking about a biblical drunk? What is that? What is the, if you were to do the breathalyzer, what points is considered drunk? Is getting buzzed getting drunk? That's the thing. There's a lot of gray area for this. So there's also a little bit more, a couple other things we need to consider as well. So there's Second Peter 2:19 says this. They promise them freedom, but they themselves are slaves of corruption. For whatever overcomes a person, to that he is enslaved. So here Peter is suggesting that when we become Christian, we are now set free, and we shouldn't put ourselves back in chains and being held captive to something like drinking. You're putting yourself back in chains, and you really shouldn't be doing that. So yes, can you drink? Sure, just don't get drunk. But if you have a lifestyle of drinking, are you chaining yourself to that drinking? So one other thing we need to consider before we start drinking is 1 Corinthians 8:13, which says this. Therefore, if food makes my brother stumble, I will never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble. Now, the whole context of this is a lot to go through, but really what Paul is getting at is whatever I do, I should consider my brother next to me, my brother or my sister. Will your drinking cause somebody to stumble? Is there somebody that you're going out with to Applebee's or to the bar who may struggle with alcoholism and you're not even aware? So, all that to say this: can you drink? Yes, but you can't get drunk. What is getting drunk? Who really knows? It's different for everybody, right? So it's a gray area, and then really, if you're getting back into drinking, you're kind of chaining yourself to something like that, depending on how addictive you are to it. And then the third thing you need to consider is, are you going to cause your brother to stumble? He may not even know you are, and you will be. So, all that to say, my personal preference is it's not wise to drink. Sure, you can drink, but is it wise to potentially stumble your brother or to tempt him? Are you potentially chaining yourself to a substance that you really shouldn't be? I just think that it's not wise. There's no benefit of it. So I personally don't. Some people think you can and they get a benefit from it, so that's fine. But yes, can you drink? Sure. Just don't get drunk. Be careful. Use your Christian freedom as you please, but be careful and be wise with what you do. So if you like that, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get more Christian content.